The question of who created God is one that has intrigued humanity for centuries, sparking debates among philosophers, theologians, scientists, and everyday individuals. It is a profound inquiry that touches on the nature of existence, the concept of causality, and the limits of human understanding. The answer to this question varies depending on one's philosophical, theological, or scientific perspective. The theological perspective. From a theological standpoint, God is often described as the uncaused cause or the prime mover. In many religious traditions, such as Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, God is viewed as eternal and self-existent, meaning he has no beginning or end and thus was not created. For example, in the Bible, God describes himself to Moses as, "I am that I am," Exodus 3:14, emphasizing his self-sufficient and eternal nature. Similarly, Islamic theology refers to God, Allah, as Al-Awwal, the first, and Al-Akhir, the last, implying that God exists outside the constraints of time and causality. The philosophical perspective. Philosophers have approached this question by examining the concept of causality. The principle of sufficient reason, proposed by thinkers like Leibniz, suggests that everything must have a reason or cause for its existence. However, if this chain of causes extends infinitely backward, it would lead to an infinite regress. To resolve this, many philosophers argue for the existence of a necessary being, one that is not contingent on anything else and serves as the foundation of all existence. In this framework, God is posited as this necessary being, exempt from the question of who created God, because God exists necessarily and eternally. The atheistic perspective. From an atheistic or agnostic viewpoint, the question of who created God might be considered a flawed premise. Atheists generally argue that there is no empirical evidence for the existence of God and thus find the question itself irrelevant. They might also suggest that the universe could be self-existent or explainable through natural processes, without the need for a divine creator. Theoretical physicists, such as Stephen Hawking, have proposed models of the universe that do not require a creator, suggesting that the universe could have arisen spontaneously due to laws like quantum mechanics. The limits of human understanding. Another important angle to consider is the epistemological limitation of humans. Concepts like eternity, infinity, and self-existence are challenging to comprehend fully within the framework of human cognition, which is bound by time and space. As a result, any attempt to answer the question of who created God may ultimately be constrained by our finite understanding of existence. The question, who created God, serves as a gateway to deeper philosophical and theological exploration. While religious traditions often describe God as eternal and uncreated, philosophical arguments focus on the idea of a necessary being that transcends causality. On the other hand, scientific and atheistic perspectives might dismiss the question altogether, seeking naturalistic explanations for existence. Ultimately, this question invites individuals to reflect on the nature of reality, the limits of human knowledge, and their own beliefs about the universe.